Government gave the strongest indication yet that churches and schools could be reopened soon, as the various committees tasked with working out how this path to a reopening will look like submitted their reports. While leaders remained mum on the finer details of the recommendations, there are still concerns about what measures that should be taken to safeguard the children. Gena Kirori has more.
The unforeseen closure of churches was met with initial resistance from some religious leaders, with some taking a leap of faith based on the idea that they would not get caught. Sosin Wafula's illegal church service in Bungoma is one such example of just how the pandemic tested the faith and the idea of a communion without a community. And religious leaders seem to indicate that church services may not be illegal soon. Cabinet Secretaries Mutahi Kagwe, Professor George Magoha and Dr. Fred Matiang'i, after consultative talks with the religious leaders, said the recommendations on how to safely reopen churches will now be submitted to the Office of the President and the National Security Council, which is also chaired by the President.
We will not divulge the content of the report we are going to present because we were sent to have a discussion and prepare a report. This will be communicated to the nation by the chair of the National Security Council, who is His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief.
The future of the education sector was also discussed in the meeting. This is after President Kenyatta urged the Ministry of Education to fast-track the process of finding an appropriate school calendar during his Madaraka Day address.
The Ministry is today happy to receive the final report, which has credible proposals on the way forward in seeking resumption of learning.
The government is set to put in place mitigation measures to ensure COVID-19 does not spread in schools. However, the 351 public schools that have been turned into quarantine facilities may pose an additional obstacle to the reopening of learning institutions.
The Ministry is today happy to receive the final report, which has credible proposals on the way forward in seeking resumption of learning. If you have no time to look after your child, then perhaps you have no business creating a child.
Online classes have also been marked by a wave of challenges, as the Directorate of Criminal Investigations sent out a cautionary statement warning internet child abusers to desist from using inappropriate tactics to lure children into an array of cyber offences. The report will be reviewed by the Ministry of Education before advising the country on the level of preparedness required of all stakeholders involved in running educational facilities. The ministry will make public the report by the committee between Monday and Tuesday. Gena Kirori, NTV.